Well, after sharing an early morning breakfast with Thumper here, although I think his clover is a little bit more nutritious than the egg sandwich I had, just to wrap up from what happened last night, managed to get to Rio Grande Village and got the tent pitched in time before the sun went down, which was good. But of course, by the time I got done getting the tent all set up and making it over to the nearby station to take a shower, the showers were closed. So I had to spend a fun time here in the campground trying to clean up in a little wash basin over there in the restroom. Did the best I could, came back, spent a night in the tent, but I made one miscalculation, and that the Rio Grande Village is of course named that because it's near the Rio Grande River, and the Rio Grande River tends to be a little humid in the evening. So for those of you who've seen the movie Bridge Over the River Kwai, when they stuck Alec Guinness inside the metal hot box to sweat him out, that's kind of like what it was sleeping inside this tent. And then to top it off, it started raining last night. So I had to put the rain cover up in the middle of the night in a pouring rain. And that wasn't a lot of fun. So anyway, we're going to try and rally on day 2. Hit all the trails around here, the Ore Terminal Road, Hot Springs, Boquillas Canyon. And then make up my way over to the hopefully cooler Chisos Basin area. This is the Rio Grande Nature hike, which is just a little bit away from where I camped at the night before. Just goes to show the difference between the area that's around the Rio Grande River, which you can see a part of it right there, where everything is all green, but then everywhere else you can just see it's all gray and desert, the beginning of the desert, which is where I'm starting to go up right now on this trail. And supposedly at the very top is going to show the desert floor. But I just thought this was an interesting sight here, as this gap in the hills with a little point, it's almost like a rifle sight pointing straight towards the Chisos Mountains, where I'll be hitting soon enough. You know, one thing I always enjoy about these hikes is that it gives me a chance to come out and, you know, meet nature up close and stuff, and I think that's just like super cool. Millipede! Millipede! Well, left the Rio Grande Village. Now we're at the Boquillas Canyon overlook. You can hear a guy singing across the river. Don't know if it's Native American or what, but it's pretty cool in the echoes of the canyon. Being inside Boquillas Canyon is pretty breathtaking. Actually, I think it's a little bit better than Santa Elena, to tell you the truth. This place is pretty massive. I mean, I'm zoomed out all the way I can. This place just keeps going up. There's the big sand dune everybody was talking about in the guidebooks. I've heard people running down that thing in online websites and guidebooks and stuff, but it looks a little steep to me. Especially if you miss a step, you kind of eat rock. So I'll skip it. Besides, I think it's screwed up if I put my footprints in it. Well, it turns out the person I heard singing was actually a very nice gentleman from Mexico named Victor, who lives right across the river and sings for people whenever they enter the canyon. He and his buddies were selling some walking sticks and other pieces of jewelry and different gems and rocks from areas in Mexico. Very nice guy. Picked up a nice piece of rose quartz from him. Also up here is a nice scenic overlook. So I was coming back to my car. You can see these holes in the ground, and these are from Native American people from a long, long time ago. They would grind seeds and grain and stuff up here to make into their food, I guess, for the day. I can see why they built it up, why they had these up here, since it's nice and windy and overlooks the river. And there's a couple more. There was actually one of these I had seen at the wash at the end of Dog Canyon, but I didn't know what it was at the time. Alright, on to War Terminal Road. Well, I'm in the wash right below one of the few remaining towers that are left from the days when there was a ore mining company out here. And I'll tell you, walking up these washes really sucks because you can't get any traction, you just spin out. So I'm taking a little break here in the shade. One of the few things out here in the desert that is hard to find. And I'm right below this massive shell embankment that's been carved out whenever it does rain around here. It's just overhanging me, and hopefully it won't collapse, but I don't think it will. It's pretty tough. Well, there's the remains of one of the ore towers that collapsed right over there. There's the cable that connected them. Leading to one of the last ore towers is barely standing. Remains of another one, and then the trail keeps going up there in the distance. You can kind of make it out. That's to another trail system called the Straw House, and it's supposed to be really rough. So I'm not going to go that way. Heading back to the car, on our way to the Chisos.